Hey folks, how you doing? So we want to continue our videos on the Constitution and the Bill of Rights today with the Eighth Amendment. Now the Eighth Amendment is kind of a big deal. It protects so many other rights that we feel like we're going to do it in three parts, just so we cover them all and give each section justice. Now the Eighth Amendment reads, excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishment inflicted. Sounds really basic, but those are all really big issues. The Eighth Amendment goes back to our British ancestors. It actually comes from the British Bill of Rights. It originally read, as their ancestors in like cases have usually done, that excessive bail ought not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishment inflicted. So we basically stole it more or less. That being said, though, it was adopted officially in 1791. It stemmed from a lot of events going back to medieval England. The concept of bail was very abused in British society. Sheriffs would impose really unreasonable bails. If you were poor, you weren't getting out of jail. You were there till you were released or you were executed. And you were given no avenue to defend yourself. Part of this goes into this some of excessive fines too, but we'll discuss that in the next video. Now, in 1275, Parliament passed a statute defining bailable and non-bailable offenses. And you would think this would have solved a lot of the problem, but it didn't, because it gave a great deal of leeway to the Crown as to what was considered bailable and not bailable. So a lot of judges abuse these cases on technicalities. How popular you were with the Crown? Were you poor? Could they extort you for money? Could they extort you for your lands? Things like that. Now, this was changed by the Habeas Corpus Act of 1679. And that's where this British version of that right came to be. Now, in our time, bail is a very serious thing. It is an important protection of our criminal justice system. It gives a defendant the chance to get out of jail and work with his attorneys directly to defend himself in court. Now, bail is not meant to be a punishment. In fact, the amount of your bail cannot be set in a way that is a punishment. If you make $100,000 a year, they can't put your bail at $200,000. They can't do it. It's unreasonable. You can't possibly pay that. Your bail is just an amount to secure the guarantee of your appearance in court. Nothing more. So that being said, there are reasons why bail may be denied a person. The first of those reasons is, are you an extreme risk to the community? Are you possibly not going to show up for your court date because you're a violent offender or a threat to the community? The courts can deny you bail on that. If your crime was especially heinous, i.e. Ted Bundy, Gary Ridgway, Dennis Rader, these individuals would not get bail. If you don't know who they are, Google. Thank you. This is largely based on a decision called U.S. v. Salerno. Mr. Salerno was a dirtbag who was arrested on RICO violations, and the Supreme Court ruled that because his financial means made him a flight risk, that there were times when bail could be denied. The other time your bail can be denied is if you are on parole and you commit a crime on parole. The court may dictate that you have demonstrated a willingness to commit crime and continue to be a danger to the community. And they can deny you bail based on that until your hearing. Usually with a parole hearing, we all know how those goes. What I want to say is there have been cases where bail has been abused. We all know that. I think the courts abused bail in the case of Eamon Bundy. They definitely abused bail in the case of the Branch Davidians. That being said, though, largely bail is a safe and secure right of our Constitution. We're going to come to you tomorrow with our section on fines and an explanation of how fines and levies are impaired. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment sections. We're happy to answer them for you. As always, be decent to each other, folks, because we're all in this together. God bless.